Today is a great, wonderful, amazing, incredible day, and I'll tell you why. Because it's a Sweden day. The luxury white trash cruise of the Baltic Sea. Without further ado, let's get into this reaction. Let's go.
A while ago, I talked about the white trash cruise of the Baltic Sea. In that video, I focused on the booze cruises between Stockholm and Åland, filled with drunken debauchery and cheap entertainment.
He really, because when I read the title, I was like, the luxury white trash cruise of the Baltic Sea. And then he really did say, yeah, it's white trash. Now I know what he means by white trash. I mean, I wouldn't use that because I think that's quite an offensive thing to say. But yeah, so basically what he's saying is just like it attracts a certain demographic of people. I think these are fun though. I used to go on these tacky... So in the UK, we also have like, not cruises because we're not that fancy. Not fancy. Obviously in Sweden this is not fancy. But in the UK we have a thing called butlins. And basically it's like caravan sites. I don't know if you know what a caravan is. If you don't, I might put it on the screen so you know what a caravan is. But you stay in a caravan with your family and then you'd go into like this main building which is like a centre. And then you just drink and then they'd like put on entertainment and weird like tacky stuff. Literally just like this. And like it was just like a weekend away, or some people went for a week in England. So you don't leave England. It's like in England, in the countryside somewhere. And used to call these holidays Butlins holidays. It was before like, well not before, it's just if you don't want to spend the money and go abroad, if you don't want to go to a different country, you would go on a caravan holiday. They're really fun. But obviously because they were very cheap, they attracted people that weren't able to afford to go somewhere further away. So they were called tacky, kind of white trash, kind of like chav. We use the word chav. This kind of means someone that grew up in a council house and is from a poorer background. Yeah, so I get what he's trying to say. I'm sure you have a name for this in Swedish. White trash just sounds very harsh in English, so that's why it made me laugh.
There's actually an even worse booze cruise between Helsinki and Tallinn, but that's not what I'm gonna focus on today. Today I'm gonna focus on another type of white trash cruise. Today I'm gonna talk about...
Why did he turn the camera and then say white trash cruise? Is he saying that these guys are white trash?
Today I'm gonna focus on...
To be honest, I'm not
another type of white trash cruise. Today I'm gonna talk about the luxury white trash cruise of the Baltic Sea.
Oh, there's a luxury one. Why is it called a white trash cruise?
There used to be two infamous party boats between Stockholm and the Åland Islands, Viking Cinderella and Silja Galaxy. Both of those boats are now gone. They shall no longer transport drunken Swedes to what can almost be called Finland. The Åland Islands is an autonomous region of Finland with special deals when it comes to EU taxes. In short, what that means for the booze cruises of the Baltic Sea is that you can buy cheap liquor and cigarettes and beer and a lot of other products. But as of...
Oh, I want to do it. I want to do this. This does not look like white trash. I'm sorry. It looks nice. It did say it's luxury white trash cruise. But this is nice. I would do this. Yes, I would do... Let me know in the comment section if you think I should do this. I would definitely do this. Yeah, for the channel. Go on this cruise, film, have some booze. It'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun. So much fun. Yeah, I want to do it.
As of 2024, Viking Cinderella and Silja Galaxy have moved on to less vomit-filled pastures, and they will traffic other routes. It's not the end of the white trash cruise of the Baltic Sea, though. There's a new ship called Birka Gotland that has taken the place of Viking Cinderella. And there are still ships stopping at the Åland Islands on the way between Sweden and Finland. One of those ships is this one, Viking Glory. Viking Glory sounds like a cheap Netflix drama, but it's actually Viking Line's newest and most luxurious ship. Viking Glory is described as a floating first-class hotel with the best view in the world. Described by the Viking Line homepage, that is, so reality might beg to differ. But it's still Viking Line's newest and most modern addition to their fleet. Viking Glory was built in 2021 and it cost 225 million euros. It was built on the designs of their previous ship, Viking Grace, that was built in 2013, but they wanted to make Viking Glory even more energy efficient. It has automated mooring, more efficient steam turbines, and it consumes 10% less fuel than Viking Grace.
Okay. And honestly, this is the perfect time of year for it because it's summer and it's warm. I'm guessing it's warm in Sweden because it's summertime, and it's warm in the UK. UK is 20 odd degrees, so.
This isn't a cruise aimed at the Swedish white trash who only want to party for 24 hours and buy cheap booze. This is a cruise aimed at the...
Why is he calling them white trash? I feel like it's like a lost in translation a little bit, because that's very offensive in America. To call someone white trash is very, very offensive. Even if you are white, that's very offensive. It's like me using the word chav to refer to white people from a certain demographic. That's really offensive. I would never I would never do a video and title it "The Luxury Chav Estate" because it would be like, it's rude. But because he's Swedish, I don't think it's not rude. It's just, he's saying it's luxury and it normally attracts white trash. It's just being very matter of fact, and it's fine. It's just every time he says it, it makes me like giggle because it's just so rude, but funny.
The Swedish white trash who want to travel between Sweden and Finland as well, while they get drunk.
What in the what the hell? What's he wearing? Is that... Okay. Okay.
Let me show you what my cabin looks like. There are several different types of cabins. The most expensive ones are the suites, but, well, I'm not showing you one of those. I'm a 3-star vagabond. I can't afford to be a 5-star vagabond. On these boats, you also have premium cabins with double beds. I sometimes take one of those when I feel like stretching out, but not today. I went for a seaside 4-bed cabin. This is a good compromise between price and comfort in my view. The beds are pretty small, but you get a decent amount of space and even some sunlight. Even though I seem to have a walkway right outside my window. Whoops, better not be naked here. It's of course a lot cheaper if you share a cabin like this with others, but then you have to be around other people. As a Swedish introvert, I much prefer to be by myself. And also I don't have to smell anyone else's hangover number 2s in the morning.
Yeah, that's kind of gross. That's very gross. I could be in one of those. That's like a little cute little cabin. I love how he says he's a Swedish introvert, so he wants to be on his own. I am exactly the same. I would not want to share. Although I can see already, and I could tell already, as the booze was flowing outside on the deck, people started to be a bit more, what are you doing with the camera? Hello, my name is so-and-so. A bit more chatty. I reckon Swedes are a lot more chatty when they have booze. What do you think? Let me know if you're a Swede. Well, you obviously will be a Swede. But yeah, let me know if when you have a couple to drink, you become very, 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 very chatty and less introverted.
You can book even cheaper cabins than this one though. The inside cabins are a bit cheaper, and the cheapest of them all are the Piccolo cabins that supposedly take 2 people. Maybe if you're really tiny. Anyway, this is my magnificent cabin. Let's see what else I can show you from the magnificent Viking Glory. You can always find certain things on board these cruises. There will be a bar or 2 or 3, that's absolutely mandatory. You can also find a couple of different restaurants. Typically, there's a buffet restaurant where you can eat and drink all you want. I'm skipping that one today.
I wonder, sorry to pause him in the middle of his conversation. I wonder if he asked for permission to film when he's on the cruise. In my head, I was just thinking, I wonder if he's asked for permission, because I would feel a bit weird like walking around with a camera when everyone's enjoying their cruise. But I really want to film this and film my experience if I go on one of these cruises. So I just wonder if he asked for permission.
Always drink too much at those buffets, and I'm not just here to drink. I'm luxury white trash today. Instead, I'll go to an a la carte restaurant and practice some restraint. For once. There's also entertainment on board. You can always find live music of some sort. I fully expect to find a troubadour, a lounge singer, and a cover band somewhere. That's pretty standard. Oh, and maybe a DJ and a show to watch as well. The entertainment on board varies a lot. Sometimes you can find really excellent artists on boats like this, and sometimes not. I recommend that you have a look at the themed special cruises if you're interested in onboard entertainment.
So it's funny because I've actually been on a cruise. On my first cruise 2 years ago. In fact, this time, 2 years ago, I was on a cruise. I might actually put some pictures to show you. Might do, might not. If I have, then great. But I went on a cruise in Greece. It was a Greek island cruise. So we went to Mykonos. We went to where did we go? Mykonos, Rhodes, Athens, Crete, Heraklion, and it was so nice, guys. It was so nice. And he's right, on the cruises, entertainment is kind of hit or miss. Sometimes you get really good artists and sometimes you get really bad ones. So I get what he's trying to say, but yeah, I enjoyed the cruise. It was good.
Such as the annual punk boat, for example. If you're not interested in entertainment, you can check out the spa section instead. But I'm not gonna show you anything from there. They usually get really angry when I film half-naked people and say that it's going on YouTube. I guess that I have to mention the tax-free shopping as well. This cruise is between 2 EU countries, but thankfully it stops at the Åland Islands in between, which is an autonomous region with special tax rules. That means that you can still stock up on cheap beer and liquor. I think I'm gonna buy a crate of Heineken for myself. I guess I can be a bit white trash on this cruise after all.
I would love to see the comments because he's saying white trash quite a lot. And I don't know if that's offensive. It's every time he says it, I'm like, like that sounds offensive, but I don't know. But he's saying it, not me. I love those little miniature booze flasks. Beginny babies.
I call these cruises white trash because, well, they are. People who just want to travel to Helsinki or Turku most likely take a flight there. But people who want to have an excuse to take a mini vacation take these boats instead. Like me, for example. They want to drink cheap booze, eat good food, and sing karaoke. Badly. Aside from all the other entertainment on board, there's also a disco open late. Standard practice at the proper booze cruises is to drink yourself to oblivion in the evening, then dance at a disco in the mistaken belief that you can actually dance, and then try to find someone to sleep with at around 3 a.m. If you're unable to pick up someone, then you spend the last few hours down at the night open cafe instead, together with the rest of the lonely, pathetic losers. That's right.
I know he's trying to be funny, right? Like dissing people and calling them white trash. But sometimes with humour, it either hits or it misses. He's skirting the line. I understand this is humour. I understand it's funny. But there's always someone that might be offended by what he's saying. I find it funny. I understand he's trying to be funny. I understand his humour. But you gotta be careful sometimes on YouTube. So I'm probably gonna peruse the comment section and see if anyone, if if people get it, if people get that he's trying to be funny, or is there someone that finds this highly offensive?
That's where I typically end up, but not on this cruise, because this is a luxury white trash cruise. There's a lot more families here, a lot more elderly people, and a lot more people just trying to get across the Baltic Sea. So instead of imbibing cheap drinks until I puke and harassing people with my non-existent karaoke skills, I'll have a nice and quiet, relaxing evening, just like most others on this boat. And while I take a stroll around the ship, I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about these Baltic Sea cruises between Sweden and Finland.
Yeah, it's got a cute kids section, so it's like a family cruise.
In 1918, the shipping company Brodén started to run year-round passenger ferries between Sweden and Finland. Those weren't very luxurious though, and they weren't booze cruises either. They were simply passenger ferries to transport people. Passenger traffic between Sweden and Finland started way before that though. In the 1800s, there was regular steamboat traffic between the countries, but only in summer, and now by 1918, there were boats going all year round instead. Brodén continued to transport passengers for many years, up until the 1950s, when...
Are these cruises cheaper in the winter? I would have thought so, because I mean, you know, you don't get as good a, like, weather and scenery. I wonder if they're cheaper. Let me know in the comment section if you know if they're cheaper.
Things started to change. The Swedish economy saw a massive upturn, which meant that people had more money to spare, and that they wanted to indulge in mini vacations. In 1957, 3 shipping companies joined forces. Brodén, a Finnish steamboat company, and Rederi Svea together became Silja Line. Silja Line are still active today, but under the name Tallink Silja after they were bought by Tallink in 2006. They might have been the first to offer regular ferries between Sweden and Finland, but they weren't alone.
So pretty. Sunset.
The main competitor of Tallink Silja is Viking Line, the one I'm traveling with today. Viking Line was founded in 1959 on Åland because they smelt an opportunity to get some of that sweet vacation money that Swedes and
He says Viking and not Viking. Is that the proper way to say Viking in Sweden?
Finns were spending. And Birka Line, another competitor, started in 1971, although they unfortunately closed down their services in 2020. There were many other smaller shipping companies as well, but Viking, Silja and Birka were the 3 big ones. It's a tough business trying to convince people that your ships are better than your competitors' ships. So how did they do it? By lowering the prices? Partly, yes, but they also started to offer more and more onboard entertainment. The food that was offered became more extravagant, drinks became more and more plentiful, and there was more and more live music on board. And
See, I would like to go on this cruise. Actually, it'll be fine. I was just thinking, I'm going to be by myself. Do I want to go on a cruise by myself? But I'm fine by myself, and I feel like that's a very Swedish thing to do. You know what I mean? To go on a cruise by yourself sounds like a very Swedish thing to do. So I think I'll be fine. Honestly, I won't look. I don't think I'll look. Apart from being the only black guy on, I won't stand out. Apart from that, being British and a black guy on the boat, but I think it's a very Swedish thing to do something on your own and not like go with other people and be like a bit of a loner. I think that's fine. So I think I should be fine.
The different shipping companies started to differentiate themselves a bit. Silja Line tried to offer good quality and they targeted Finnish passengers primarily. Viking Line was more targeted towards Stockholm and towards the party crowd. And Birka Line was the more relaxed alternative. Over time, the boats became more and more alike and the quality declined equally in all shipping companies. That is, until Viking Line started to focus on offering a bit more quality again with Viking Grace and Viking Glory. A decade ago, Tallink Silja was the company that had luxury white trash cruises, but now the turntables have turned once more. The white trash booze cruise is slowly being phased out, and there's more and more focus on the luxury white trash cruise instead.
The amount of times he's saying white trash is really going for it.
One of which is the Viking Glory boat that I'm on today. But the transition isn't complete yet. You can still find luxury white trash cruises as well as white trash booze cruises on the Baltic Sea. So if you want to give it a shot, then you can pick and choose and find the cruise that's just right for your level of white trashiness. And that's about it for this look at Viking Glory and the luxury white trash cruise of the Baltic Sea. I hope you found it interesting. Now I'm gonna have a couple of more drinks. You like and subscribe, but most importantly, have a great day.
Thanks, I will have a great day. 3-star Vagabond. Make sure you subscribe to him. I always say that. Make sure you subscribe to him because he does good videos, good information on Sweden. This one is a great video as well. Just the white trash part, I'm just not sure. If you, hopefully you're not offended by that. Hopefully you know it's a joke. But I get what he's trying to say. He's saying that these cruises were normally, they used to attract just people wanting to go on a cheap cruise and get really, really pissed. Whereas now, they've added a bit more luxury, a little bit more fancy. It's like a nicer thing to do. So this is like more of a luxury thing to do. I definitely would want to go on one. Absolutely, I would definitely try and go on one of these cruises. Between Finland and Sweden, it's probably a better way to get to Finland than it is to get a plane. Because a plane you can't really do anything. Whereas this, you can explore the cruise. So I'm going to look into it. Guys, if you've got any suggestions of cruises I should do, let me know in the comment section below. Guys, thanks for watching, and until the next one, I will see you very soon.